So, shall I commence the Greek proceedings?
Yeah, unless you want to take any questions from the floor.
I'll take some questions from the floor and then I'll commence the Greek proceedings. How does that sound?
Sounds good. But maybe there are no questions from the floor.
Oh, okay then.
Well,
does anybody have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions? The
It's getting quite warm in here.
Yeah, someone's asked if you're stuffy and that's it. Has Nerina ever thought about writing a musical?
No. I did want to call The Graduate the musical. I wanted to call it the Nerina Pallot the musical, but I was begged not to by many people, including my husband.
Nerina, you've got a songwriting credit on Delirium's Truly. Did you write the lyrics?
I did. I wrote the lyrics and I wrote what is commonly known in pop parlance as the top line.
Oh. Where did you get your rabbit suit from?
I bought it from Escapade, fancy dress costume shop on Chalk Farm Road in Camden Town.
Do you have a title for the next album?
I do. I have a working title, yeah.
Any word on the memory stick DVD for the Union Chapel?
I'm being pestered by various members of my team, i.e. Team Andrew and other technical bods, to please sit down and look at footage that was taken and approve certain things. But I have been busy of late. I have been busy, but and I know I should concentrate on it, and I know I need to sit down. And in fact, Andrew is sighing because he's made me a CD of edits that I'm supposed to have looked at weeks ago. I will do it soon, I promise you. But what would you rather? You wait another 4 years for my next album, but you get a DVD, or you don't have to wait 4 years and I make you a brand spanking new fantabulous album, and the DVD comes out a little bit later.
Maybe we could give it away for your Christmas show.
Give the DVD away?
Give a little USB with it away for Christmas show.
So actually this is the point. We were talking about what we'd converse with. We're penciling in a London special one-off Christmas show. I'm doing a handful of dates around Christmas time. I'm doing 2 dates at Nunnington Hall in North Yorkshire, which a few of you came to last year. And we loved it so much because it's such a beautiful place and the staff there are lovely. So we're doing those. I'm doing a date at the Falmouth Princess Pavilions on Saturday the 11th of December in Cornwall. I've played there before, but when I last played there I was supporting Suzanne Vega many summers ago. Almost exactly 5 years ago actually, because I remember the morning after the Falmouth show, it was the 7/7 bombings, and we'd left early and we'd been putting CDs on in the car. It was only about lunchtime that we found out what had happened when we stopped at a service station and saw people crying around the telly. So it's almost 5 years, it'll be 5.5 years ago since I played there. And then we're doing a London date. Am I allowed to say the tentative date for it?
Yeah.
We haven't confirmed it, but we're tentatively doing it on Saturday the 18th of December. And we're trying to make it every show. I like doing special shows. I mean, obviously Union Chapel was an extravaganza that I won't repeat for a while till the new album's done. I definitely want to do another Union Chapel styly show for the new album. But for Christmas what we were thinking of was doing a show in the evening with the band, but maybe making a day of it and doing a special package. Because I'm loath to do that kind of nonsensey kind of, backstage package. Because let's face it, I've met everybody and I meet you all the time, so it's not really like I'm that sort of artist that I stay away from you. In fact, I pester you all the time, probably. But what we were thinking of was doing a day, like you'd maybe come for, I would actually cater for you. I would cook you a Christmas brunch. Like I would make, a meal and pies and Christmassy things and mulled wine, and we'd have like a buffet table banquet. We'd sit down and I'd get a chance to meet you all properly rather than, with oodles of people. And we'd confine it to about 30 people. And then you'd watch me sound check, and we'd hang out for the afternoon. And there'd be a swag bag of Christmas goodies and stuff. And it would be a slightly inflated ticket price compared to the usual ticket price, but it wouldn't be anything exorbitant. We're not talking hundreds of pounds or anything stupid like that. It would just reflect, having food and having some quality, I know that sounds really cheesy, quality time, but normally when I meet a lot of you, there's a queue of people, and I never feel that I get to really spend enough time talking to you, and it would be a nice chance. So I don't know, what are we feeling about that? Is that the kind of thing you'd be up for?
Would the food be tasty? Sounds like a fab idea. And I suppose if you come for the days where you get front tickets with that.
Yeah, you get tickets, obviously. You know, you get your tickets
front seat tickets as well.
And you get front seat tickets. You get, you know, preferential seating things. And the place should I say the place we're thinking of doing it?
Yeah.
We're thinking of doing it at a venue called the Tabernacle, which is in Notting Hill in London. And it can be standing and seated. You can seat part of it and have standing for the back.
The only thing is, like, from the response here, everyone seems to want to come, and I'm not sure how many you'd be able to get. You'd probably only be able to get 30 of those people in the daytime.
It wouldn't really be manageable to do it for more than 30 people. Otherwise, I feel like the gig could be like 300 probably in the Tabernacle. Yeah, it's a small venue. The venue's got 300-400 people.
Think about 300 in the night.
Yeah,
you'd probably get 30 on a daytime in the
for a daytime thing. Because the whole point of it is so that I can talk to you properly rather than do the, you know, sign bye then, you know. Okay, well, so that does seem like something that you'd be interested in.
I think people would love to do it.
And
even I'd like to go.
Even you'd like to go.
I'll be on camera.
And I think my mum and dad are going to come over for Christmas this year. So what I might do as well is, given that my dad his training is as a cordon bleu chef actually, but he hasn't been a chef for years. But he's an exceptional cook. So I might make it a Pallot family effort. And see if my dad will rustle up certain things. So it would just be fun. We won't cook in front of you because that would be like Nerina doing Delia, which is not really what you want to do, is it? But okay, so that's good. I just wanted to sound people out and see if that was something that they'd be up for.
I think it sounds like a really fun day.
Yeah, it would be a day. I mean, it's going to be near Christmas time, and again, really the pricing of it, we're keen to keep it as low as possible because Christmas is a really sort of, it just feels like consumerist hell these days, and I don't know how you can have joy and peace at a time when everyone's really shitting themselves about their credit card statements coming in a few weeks' time. So we don't want to make it unpleasant in any way.
Are you going to do handwritten invitations?
Oh yes, and the other thing we think of doing was handwritten invitations. So it would always be like you're coming to my party, like we were at school together, or something like that. Whatever. We'll finesse the details towards the going on sale time. Oh, I'm being handed a book.
So if you're going to do the Greek thing, that might be
wow, where did you find this?
As if by magic.
I love my husband's studio. I say it's our studio, but really Andrew had it before we got married, and he does have like... I'll tell you why I married him, because he has a book called The Universe, the Gods and Men, and he just happens to have it knocking around the studio. Ancient Greek myths. Oh, right, okay, well look. I can find out about that lady that I wanted to tell you about.
A fancy dress party as well. That could be fun.
Fancy dress, yeah, for Christmas. So, no, she's not mentioned. But I am going to write a song called No Antigone. I think I was lying in bed thinking about it last night. When I was a teenager, I was hugely influenced by the play Antigone, both the original classical version, and there's a French reworking of it by a guy called Jean Henry that I studied when I was about 16, the French A-level, and I do blame a lot of my angst on French existential philosophers and writers, because I bought into all that stuff, you know, that it's like a modern reworking of metaphysics, isn't it? That the soul and the spirit, the soul and the body are at war with one another, and everyday life is this great big dirty compromise, and that's nice and everything, but frankly I think it would have been handier for me to have better than my rudimentary mathematics, so I could wander down aisles of Sainsbury's and be able to work out my shopping bill at the end. Instead I know loads of boring shit and can quote French existential plays in the original language, which has been absolutely of no use to me in my life. So as I get old and I reflect on my wasted youth, I'm going to write a song called No Antigone, and I'll premiere it at some point in the future. But right now,